Mobile gaming has come a long way, right? I mean, we're getting games like Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed on phones now. That's something we never thought would happen. But here's the thing, those aren't original mobile games. They started on PC or console and just got ported over. I'm talking about the real OGs, the games that were born on mobile, made for touchscreens first, and only later made their way to other platforms. So in this video, I'm showing you 10 of the best original mobile games. Part 1. Back in the day, devs didn't just make games for money, they made them with passion. Starting with number 10 is Theo Town. If you're into city building games, you've probably played this one, or at least heard of it. Theo Town was originally an unfinished PC project, but it really found its home on Android around 2015. It blew up on mobile, and the PC version didn't even come out until 2019. So yeah, this one counts as a true mobile original. Now personally, I barely play this game. The graphics look kinda old to me. Not saying it needs to be Ultra HD, but at least make it look decent, right? But here's the thing, people don't play Theo Town for the graphics. What they love is the freedom, and let's be real, freedom is everything in city building games. Like, take SimCity Build It. It looks great, sure, but what's the point of good graphics when the game is full of pay-to-win nonsense? That game's basically a money trap. Meanwhile, Theo Town is free to play, gives you full control, and this might just be the best mobile city building game out there. Maybe the devs should drop a Theo Town 2 with better graphics and updated quality. It's 2025, come on, that would be the best thing they could do. Next up is Last Day on Earth Survival. Man, when I first played this game, I was like 13, and I had never played anything like it on mobile. It felt like a high-quality experience, especially for a survival game on phones. Now, I don't think it's super pay-to-win, but it's somewhere in the middle. From my experience, as a beginner, you can definitely play free-to-play. You just need some tutorials and patience. I got my chopper as a free-to-play player, and collected a bunch of weapons too. I think it starts leaning pay-to-win when you're trying to unlock the ATM and go deep into late-game stuff. I never made it that far, but as an intermediate player, I can say the game feels fair overall. I think it's one of the best survival games on mobile. And when I was a kid, entering Bunker Alpha felt like Dark Souls on mobile. My hands were shaking. It was kind of scary. And back in the day, if you died and lost your stuff, that was it. Whole day ruined. If there's one thing I don't like, it's how grindy the game can get. Plus, there are only a few places that are really worth it for the loot. And once you start grinding those same spots, like Bunker Alpha over and over, it starts getting boring. But still, this game is solid. And if you haven't tried it yet, at least give it a try. So next, at number 8, is Pascal's Wager. Now yeah, it's sitting at around 3.5 stars on the Play Store, and the reviews are kind of mixed. But the devs actually listen to players and keep improving the game. If you don't like touch controls, there's also controller support if you have one. The gameplay is solid. This is probably the best Souls-like game on mobile right now. It's dark, it's challenging, and the boss fights are tough. You really need to learn the patterns and get your timing right. It was made by Tipsworks and launched first on iOS in January 2020, then Android shortly after. The PC version came later. So it started as a mobile game. If you're into hardcore action RPGs, Pascal's Wager deserves to be on this list. Next is Subway Surfers. No need to explain this one. Even your mom probably played it. With 1+ billion downloads on the Play Store, this game literally defined endless runners on mobile, and it's still going strong today. Subway Surfers is that one game you and me both played as kids. It's straight up a Gen Z classic. This game made our childhood. It was one of the very first mobile games I ever touched. And even now, being older, I can still open it up and have fun. Bloons TD6 is up next. I think I played this game once as a kid, but now I barely remember it. It was probably one of those random games I tried and never went back to. But while making this video, I saw it again and it felt familiar, so I did a little digging. Turns out there are a bunch of Bloons Tower Defense games that started as Flash games on the web, so I probably played one of those back in the day. But Bloons TD6 is different. It was built with Unity and designed specifically for mobile first. It released on Android and iOS in June 2018, and then a few months later, the PC version dropped on Steam in December 2018. The game itself is pretty straightforward. You place towers, pop balloons, and try to stop waves of balloons from reaching the end of the path. Classic tower defense gameplay. It's got a 4.8 rating on the Play Store, which is a solid score and shows that a lot of people enjoy it. So yeah, that's why I had to include it in this list.
Welcome to our brave new world. A world free of strife. There's no need for you to rush. You're already where you were meant to be.
Next is one of the most lovable games out there on mobile, and I never played it. The reason is I just didn't know about this game. I only found it not too long ago because of another game that's also on this list. Then I realized it's made by the same devs, and now I really feel like I need to try it. Because it looks amazing, not gonna lie. Vector is a side-scrolling parkour platformer developed by Neki. It takes place in a totalitarian world where Big Brother controls everything and people are basically brainwashed drones. Pretty interesting for a mobile game. It was first released on iOS and Android in 2012 and later came to PC. There's also a sequel called Vector 2 that continues the story. But what really stands out is the animation. The movement looks super smooth and realistic, like actual parkour motion. So I think it's finally time I give this one a try. Next is one of my favorite games on mobile that I recently played, and that is Lone Wolf: A Sniper Story. This game is honestly a masterpiece. The story, the characters, the gameplay, the art, everything just feels on point. You play as a sniper doing contracts for this group called the Assembly, but as you go deeper, the story starts to open up. There's a lot more going on, and it gets into some mature stuff. Moral conflict, revenge, that kind of thing. The sniping gameplay is really solid. It actually feels realistic, and even the short-range missions are super well done. It's a great game. I'd easily give this one a 9.5 out of 10. Monument Valley is up next. This is probably the best puzzle game that was originally made for mobile. It came out on iOS in April 2014, then dropped on Android in May, and it didn't take long for people to fall in love with it. The art style is unique, the puzzles are creative, and the whole vibe is just different. You play as Princess Ida, this quiet, mysterious character who's on a journey that feels personal, like she's trying to fix something from the past. The world is full of impossible structures and optical illusions, and it all ties into a deeper story about redemption and restoring balance. But the real highlight of this game is the art. It looks absolutely stunning. Every level is like a moving painting, and you're twisting the environment to find new paths. It's really well done. There are 3 parts in total, and if you're into puzzle games, this one's a must-try. Next up is Clash of Clans, the king of strategy games on mobile. This is probably the longest running mobile game out there. Like, everyone was playing it back in the day, and a lot of people are still playing it today. There's so much to do in Clash of Clans. Planning how to attack, building your base layout, sharing troops with your friends, and watching YouTube tutorials just to figure out how to not get wrecked. It was such a vibe. The best part, when you finally max out your base, then upgrade to a new town hall, and you're like, okay, time to redesign everything again. That feeling was unmatched. Clash of Clans is one of those games that really defined mobile gaming, and for me, it straight up made my childhood. No doubt, it deserves to be on this list. And finally, at number 1 is Shadow Fight 2. For me, this is hands down the best mobile game ever. It's a straight up masterpiece. The intro alone throws half the average mobile games in the trash. The gameplay, the art style, the music, the boss fights, everything about it just hits different. As someone who loves martial arts, this game was perfect for me. What really makes it stand out is the combat system. The movements and choreography feel so smooth and realistic. Like, you can actually feel the weight behind every punch and kick. I've seen a lot of fighting games, but very few, even on PC, pull it off the way Shadow Fight 2 does. The controls are simple, but it's not just button smashing. You have to think about your next move, time your attacks, and block smart. It's not just about power, it's about skill. It's a 10 out of 10. It deserves the number 1 spot, no question. Alright, I know there is still a bunch of original mobile games that deserve to be on this list, but if I added all of them, this video would be way too long. I'll cover the rest in part 2. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing, dropping a like, and maybe sharing it too. It really helps the channel. And if you're interested in the best mobile ports released between 2024 and 2025, go ahead and click the video on your screen right now.